guys, welcome to another kids video. Very excited to be able to talk to you again, and I'm especially excited about today's topic. So I've been asked to talk to you guys about stewardship and what that means. So being a steward of something means you know how to work with it, or you do work with it. Being a wise steward means that you work with it carefully, you work with it wisely, and you govern it. So being a steward with your money, for example, means you don't make silly purchases, you don't buy and sell things all willy-nilly. You're careful with your money and you make sure you always have enough. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about today is being stewards of nature. So I'm talking to you guys from Harmony Flats Nature Reserve. It's here in Gordons Bay, in between Gordons Bay and Strand, and this is a very special, very important place. So you might recognize it if you've driven up to Gordons Bay before. It's the little patch of ground with the boardwalk right next to the sports field. It's only about 9 hectares, so it's just, you can see it's very small. It's a couple football fields or a couple rugby fields. Very small, but in this one spot there's over 220 different species of plants and flowers. Because you see, us here in the Western Cape, especially in South Africa, but especially here in the Western Cape, we're in something called the Cape Floristic region, which means we have a whole lot of plants that you're not going to find anywhere else in the world. In fact, there's only 2 countries in the world besides us that have more different types of plants and flowers. We've got the 3rd most types of plants in the entire world. And here, especially here in Harmony Flats, this little patch of ground, these 9 hectares, is looking after a critically endangered fynbos type. Just in this little 9-hectare area, you are going to find plants that you can find in maybe 2, maybe 3 tiny little patches in the whole world. This is the only place that we can see some of these plants and see some of these flowers. And I want to show you guys some very important ones especially. Okay. All right, so over here, we've got, this is called the umbrella flower. The species name is Monsiora speciosa. And it's one of those flowers that you're not going to find in very many places. You can go look for it on Helderberg Nature Reserve. You'll be very lucky if you find it. More likely to find it over here. Okay, pause. Okay, and here we have another one. This is called Spoloxine capensis. It's also known as the peacock flower. This one you are going to find at the Helderberg Nature Reserve as well, but it's also really nice to see it here. What's really amazing about a lot of these fynbos flowers is you only see them for a few months of the year. So now from about August to October, this is the only time you're going to see it. The rest of the time you don't see them. That's why if you're going to go hiking in the nature reserve, go between August and October. That's when you're going to see all of the flowers. Okay, and guys, this is the most special one out of all of them. This right here is called the spider orchid. Out of all of the flowers that's here, this is the rarest one. This one you're not going to find anywhere else in the world, basically. Maybe in 1 or 2 tiny little spots. But if you want to see a spider orchid in the entire world, this is probably the only place you're going to be able to see it. Now, the reason that these flowers are so rare, and the reason why there's only such a small place left that you can see them, is because as humans, we haven't really looked after nature like we should have. When the first commandment that God ever gave us was to look after the world and look after nature, but instead we started just tearing everything down so we could build houses and build sports fields and build roads without really caring about what actually God put there, what God actually put there. We didn't really care about that. All we saw was we wanted to make the world look the way we wanted it to look. And because of that, we've lost so many unique flowers and animals that we're never going to get back. So guys, I just want you to remember, look after nature, look after the world that's out there. God gave it to us and he asked us to look after it. He's asked us to steward it correctly. This is it. If this flower disappears now, if this area disappears now, nobody will ever get to see that flower ever again. So just remember that, and I hope you guys will look after the world, look after the planet. It's the only one we've got. So have a blessed week, and I'll see you all again soon.